We're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Slurpin Blast Podcast, Episode 1. The date today is Saturday, May 29th. I am Tanner Kennicott here, and also with me is...
It's your boy, Jakey. Formerly ran the channel, Jakey Vert, Mr. Goody Goat. I've ran a few channels.
Yeah, and we love to discuss video games, we love to discuss media, and we're here to talk about them. And we're currently about 2 weeks out from E3 2021, which a lot of people didn't think was going to happen this year, and even I didn't really think it was going to happen this year, especially after the mess that happened last year. But, Jake, I actually want to ask you a question about that. So, a lot of people are saying that E3 has dropped in quality over the years, and people say that E3 is never at the height that it was around like 2016. I've heard a lot of criticism for E3 2019. I want to get your take on that. What do you think? Do you think E3 has a future, or do you think this event will kind of make or break E3 basically?
I'd say it definitely has a future. Like, I don't see any other gaming event getting as much attention as E3.
Right.
It's the most popular event, for sure. But I would say, like, 2015 was, like, its peak.
I agree.
I'd say that.
I agree.
Fallout 4, but...
2015 and 2016 were just good events.
Yeah,
for
I
E3.
completely agree. And, you know, PlayStation dropped out, but I feel like they just think they're better than E3, really.
Yes. I feel like they have this sort of like complex in the industry. Like, even so, Nintendo does their directs, and they're still technically a part of the, what is it called, the ESA or whatever.
They're like one of the premium sponsors for E3 this year. I know that. I saw a list. They had like premium sponsors were Xbox, Nintendo, and then it was like a step down. It was Ubisoft and a few other.
That makes
Square
sense.
Enix, I think.
That makes sense. I thought I remember thinking it was very weird when Sony dropped out of E3. Like, I think E3 brings buzz. It brings conversation. It brings hype to the gaming world, and I just think it was kind of selfish of Sony to do that. Not that anything else they do is unselfish, because they're just the most selfish company you can imagine. But
Have you seen that they shut down the Sony Japan, like the studios?
I did not.
Yeah, they shut them down. I don't know why that has got literally zero publicity at all. Because I was, you know, when I'm at work, I am looking for leaks. I'm looking for news. That's just what I do when I have downtime at work now. Because, well, I've been motivated to start this, and it was just strange to me that they
I definitely haven't seen any coverage of it.
Yeah.
And if you're a big gaming company and you want to do something when it won't get coverage, what time are you going to do it during? E3 time.
Yeah.
Because your story is not going to be making the top of the...
I can't remember exactly. I think they did it like maybe end of April. I don't know exactly. I was watching some video of some guy talking about how it's got no coverage, basically.
What notable games has that studio worked on?
I have no clue, but I guess they're trying to move on from the JRPGs, basically, I think. Or they're just Japanese games in general. Apparently they're being massive cucks about it. They're like censoring Japanese games or something.
That's
something
weird.
like that. Do not take this as fact. I don't know how true this is. I'm not...
We're not reporters.
I'm not a reporter. I'm not breaking news on this. I'm just talking about news I've heard, and I'm putting we're putting our 2 cents.
Yeah, we just have opinions, and we're not reporters. We're not Jeff Grubb. We're just average guys.
Yeah, we're just guys who like video games enough to talk about them, and potentially we're gonna start making videos on commentaries and such on
Definitely.
things we like in gaming, like
Definitely.
or just gaming news. I don't know how we're gonna juggle all this, but I think that maybe we could do like a weekly recap of all like the biggest stories
I think that's a good idea.
instead of doing a video like every single day, like breaking news happens.
Right.
Because we're definitely like in the bottom percentage of YouTube right now, subscriber wise. So if we make Starfield gameplay leaked video, that's not gonna get as many views as someone with 400,000,
Right.
500,000
It's not going to make a
subscribers made
difference.
But if we do like a collective news video of everything, that can garner in more views, in my opinion. But honestly, we're just doing this for fun. Views
100%.
are just
100%. We just want to get our thoughts out there.
Honestly, we're just doing this for fun. We have always kind of thought about dabbling in this together, so we're just gonna launch this channel. We'll both make videos.
This is our
on
brainchild.
it. Yes, we're lifelong friends. I think it's a perfect time to do it.
Yeah, that's a good backstory for us.
But yeah, that's what I want to talk about. That's Tanner. My co-host is Tanner. I'm Jake. All right, you guys got the intro, but we're going to be definitely dabbling in the content creation when we get more opportunities to do so.
Yep, we've got some ideas brewing.
It's probably not gonna be daily. We're gonna try for weekly videos for now, I'd say.
Yeah, and if we both get something weekly, then that would be a steady stream of content.
But I would love for us to get daily content out, but I don't want us to just be forcing ourselves to make videos.
Yeah, that's not fun for anybody. That's just a grind.
Yeah, exactly.
We both have a lot of time commitments, so.
Yeah, we both work 40-hour week jobs. Both have girlfriends. Yeah, surprising.
That is surprising. We're sitting here talking about video games.
Oh man, but hey, it's fun. All right. Do you want to jump in?
Yes, sir. Let's jump right into the first topic here.
Which topic would you like to start at?
You know, seeing as how the Ubisoft Far Cry event was, let's see, that was Thursday, wasn't it?
No, that was about 24 hours ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, Friday.
24 hours ago, okay. I was waiting for it.
Okay, perfect. So that was, let's see, that was May 28th. Okay, this is May 29th, so this is really fresh for us. So I want to ask you, what were your first impressions of the gameplay that they showed for Far Cry 6?
I was expecting very low-tier stuff because of Far Cry 5 and New Dawn. I never played New Dawn, but I've just seen gameplay of it, and it was so
no, New Dawn was a cash grab.
Yeah.
That was like a complete and utter disappointment. I played a little bit of that game, and that was just a nightmare, man. Like, Far Cry 5, for all the hate that it gets, and my personal opinion on it, at least it wasn't a New Dawn level cash grab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And no, I completely agree. I went into that expecting, with my expectations probably at the lowest that they could have been for Far Cry gameplay, and I emerged thinking, hey, it looks like maybe they actually tried on this one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I can't remember the actor's name, but the main villain. He's a villain, Mandalorian, Breaking Bad. Yeah. He's also in The Boys. He is a good
phenomenal
villain.
actor.
He's a great villain.
Actor. And Far Cry 5, what they were missing that the other games had, 3 had Voss, 4 had Pagan Min. Those villains are just iconic.
Dude, yes.
They're so good, they're so memorable, they make those games worth playing. And then you get to Far Cry 5, and you have these siblings, and I don't even remember their names. That's how memorable they are.
I just know there was a pastor, dude.
Yeah, exactly. If your villains are that forgettable in a Far Cry game, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, Far Cry needs to have a strong villain, which I think they're going out with this one.
Yeah. President Castillo, oh man, he looks good.
The thing that had me instantly sold was protagonist actually being an actual character.
Yes.
That I know you get to choose between boy and girl, but clearly the girl is going to be the canon choice. They showed her in all the gameplay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
which is cool.
I'll be playing as her.
I probably will too. The thing is, Far Cry 5 didn't have a voice protagonist.
Yeah,
it didn't have. You weren't a character. It was just
Yeah, they would be like, so what do you think about this? And your character would literally shake their head or something. You know? I was like, what the hell is this?
Which, it's not a Bethesda game, man. If you're Far Cry, you gotta have a voice protagonist.
Yeah, definitely. I know this is gonna sound so hypocritical because we always criticize Fallout 4 for having a voice protagonist. And then we're over here Far Cry, you don't have a voice
different
protagonist.
Games,
it's totally different games.
Yeah.
Totally different games. But I'm excited for it. The weapons look badass. The vehicle customization, dude, that was badass.
The Cuban inspiration and seeing those older cars, that is just beautiful.
Definitely,
man.
I'm gonna pre-order this game. Definitely, it might suck, but hey, I'll force it.
I like how the weapons are they're not really set in a certain period. They're kind of like makeshift weapons that you're like scrapping together, and that seems very unique and fun to me, and I hope they do a lot with that.
Reminded me a lot of Fallout 4, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, that's the exact vibe I got. And the guns look great.
Yeah, the gunplay looks...
Like,
ooh, man.
hey.
When they were firing that motorcycle engine gun, I was like, woo, that looks good.
Dude, hopefully it's co-op so we can maybe dabble
I
on
hope
it.
so, too.
Dabble in it
The
together.
previous Far Cry's have been co-op.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the most fun experiences you can have in a Far Cry game, is just messing around in co-op. So, definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
I want to voice another big hope that I have for that game too, and that's a greater sense of verticality. So one of the things that I think Far Cry 5 was missing that 4 did so spectacularly, and I think 3 did the same, is...
I believe it did. I haven't played it in about 7 years, so...
Yeah. Basically, the maps were vertical. Like, you have mountains. You have more than just radio towers dotting the landscape. You can climb things, and then, guess what? You can jump off and go to different points, or even engage in a little aerial combat. There was so much that you could do with the verticality in those games, and 5 had none of that. It was literally just like flat landscapes that you had to, take a vehicle everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with that, but they should have had way more to it. And kind of like paragliding in Far Cry 4 was one of the more fun things that you could do in that game, in my opinion.
Hold up, boys. Alright, thank you. I had to take a important, urgent message from my mom. We're leaving this in. I don't care.
It's in the video. He's rich.
I'm rich. I guess it's blocked out, but I would definitely have money. But we're gonna try and set up a actual like little studio for us to record in. This is very makeshift, and why are these dogs in here? But the studio is very makeshift right now. I live with my parents. I'm a young man. I live with my parents still. I'm looking for a place to move so we have a studio. All right, boys? You just kind of have to deal with it. I'm sorry. I'm not made of money.
We do have the studio dreams.
Yes,
We'll get to that point.
We will. That most definitely. Dude, you know I saw at Walmart today? This is totally off topic, but I just want to talk about it. They have like a Mountain Dew mini fridge for like $30. Bro. I was like, dude.
That's not off topic. The podcast is called Slurpin Blast, bro.
Well, we should explain that. And on this podcast, hey, we get Baja Blast. We slurp on them. We talk about gaming. That's what we love. We love gaming.
Yes, sir. All right. So, did you have any other thoughts on Far Cry 6, Jake?
Oh, I like the pets. The pets are cute.
Yeah, I think that could be a really good system. I know they didn't go very far with it in 5, but I don't know. I hope it's a little more extensive than that. I hope you can like select from a few options. I do like the gator or whatever.
Yeah, the gator looked dope.
We'll see.
That was probably one of the cool.
I want a pet tiger.
And the CD gun.
That would be the dream.
That was cool.
If I could have a pet tiger, that would be awesome.
Dude.
And like pretend I'm the Tiger King.
Please let me have a pet gorilla.
Your own little personal Harambe. Yeah.
Hey, 5 years ago yesterday, he died.
So, oh yeah, I saw that.
But anyways, let's continue.
So, Ubisoft had that event dedicated for Far Cry 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me wonder something. They do have a show at E3, right? They have a dedicated time slot.
Yeah, they do.
So that interests me. Do you think that means that their show won't primarily focus Far Cry 6? I don't think so.
I think they'll show more Far Cry 6, but I don't think it's going to be the main focus.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Which makes me think, like, I know there's been a massive rumor mill that Ubisoft is going to take their big, large franchises and essentially turn them into live service games, which I can see how they could do that with a couple of their properties, but, like, there's a couple things that I just don't see that working for, especially Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. My idea for them to do that would be, like an MMO basically, where they would just, every year they would maybe drop a new, like, story expansion.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be live service. So are they just going to keep releasing a new live service Assassin's Creed every year? Or is it just going to be like a DLC you buy?
Yeah, The Assassin's Creed games are pretty close to being live service right now.
Yeah, basically.
I feel like, I don't know, Ubisoft is just weird, man. They're so, like, one thing I want to know, I want to pick your brain on this. Is Beyond Good and Evil 2 in development hell?
I think so. What they showed, like 2016, 2017?
It's like 2016, man.
Yeah.
It's been a few years since
Dude.
we've even seen that game.
Dude, I know it's just a cinematic they showed, but I was kind of hyped when
Me
they did
too.
show. I was like, dude, what the hell is
It was
this game?
ambitious. It was a primarily story-focused game from Ubisoft. You know how they are usually, prioritizing gameplay. It looked like it was going to have a very prominent story. I never played the first Beyond Good and Evil, but if I knew that the second game was coming, then I would definitely feel compelled to try it.
Yeah, I definitely would. I don't think I could play the first one because I think it came out in 02,
Yeah.
which I don't want to play a game from 02. Just remaster it for me, please. I have a small brain. If a game's not pretty, man, I really
No,
struggle
I
to
respect
play it.
that.
I really
respect
struggle
that.
to play it.
I think it is a game. It's like a GameCube release.
Yeah.
And like original. Or maybe PS2 probably. I don't remember.
Maybe they're... Okay, they'll say something about that Rainbow Six Quarantine game.
Yep. Which, that's easy live service.
Yeah,
we
easy.
know that's live
Rainbow
service.
Six games are going to be live service.
And
for
anything
sure.
Division is live
Yeah,
service.
the next Division, they've already announced, is a live service.
Yeah, that makes sense.
free-to-play one.
That makes sense.
Or it was leaked. I don't know. But I know it's real.
What
Maybe
else?
Splinter Cell, even though I think that's
Oh.
more of a
Eh,
story-based game.
Everybody always talks like if they're going to make a new Splinter Cell game, and I've heard so many things. Everybody always wants it, but they've never delivered.
Dude, last time I played Splinter Cell was the day I got Duke.
It's a long time ago.
Duke's my 15-year-old Jack Russell. Yeah, so it's been a long time. It was on the PS2.
Wow. Dang. It would be cool to see them bring back a franchise that everybody loves.
Yeah,
though.
I remember thinking it was cool. It's like a spy game.
Yeah.
It's cool. They added him to... Sam Fisher's his name, right?
Yeah.
They added him to Rainbow Six Siege. Sorry, I didn't mean to stutter
Yeah,
there.
that was a little before our time,
yeah.
guys.
A little bit, yeah.
But I would definitely love to become invested in a new franchise. I definitely love to see if they could revitalize that. Because, hey, we're gamers. We like to see big games get announced. We like to see people get hyped about games so that we can,
Yeah.
Like, if nobody's hyped for it, then I feel like that lowers the excitement
Dude, I just like
of
seeing
something.
they're being hyped for a game.
Yeah,
Even if
I
I'm
do
not
too.
interested in
There's
playing
like
it.
this huge narrative right now that hype is like toxic. And all these people talking about games are like, guys, no, don't get your expectations up. Don't get too excited about E3 now. You never know. It's like, why not? Why can't we get excited? Why do you want us to, like, dim our excitement?
That is so like narrow-minded to me. Like, they're developing games and we want them to be good.
Exactly.
It's their job to make good games. Like, I know it's not
Exactly.
that easy, and I know the corporate people, like at CD Projekt Red, for example, push out the game and it's a disaster.
Yes.
Like, bro, have you seen how much money they lost off refunds?
No.
$51 million.
Oh.
And I guess they lost like
Yikes.
$1 billion in value.
That's
I was listening to one of the devs talk, and I actually kind of felt bad for him, man.
yeah, that's pretty rough, dude.
There's a new head director of Cyberpunk.
I saw
now.
that.
Yeah.
So that the other director could focus on other projects. I mean, the only thing I could think that they'd even be working on was either a new IP or Witcher 4, I guess.
I heard Witcher 4 is having development problems.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know how
that
true
place
that
is
is.
a bit
Yeah, that
shaken up right now.
that place is.
And I get that narrative, man. I get the thing of we want to kind of temper our expectations so that we don't get disappointed because these large companies they're not wanting to be a repeat of what happened to CD Projekt Red. They're not looking to be the next studio that rushed a game out, didn't give it the proper time in the oven that it deserved, and then get the huge backlash for it. But at the same time, we can look forward to games down the road. And I think as gamers, we can understand, like, hey, we know we're going to have to wait for something. We want it to be high quality. We are willing to wait, but we want to know about it. We don't want to be left in the shadows. We don't want to think, oh, is this game in development hell? Because they haven't said anything in 4 years or whatever. Like, that's why we get excited. That's why we get hyped. We love talking about video games. We love thinking about them. We love playing them. Like, just let us enjoy our hobby. You don't have to be the kind of person that's like, you shouldn't be hyped about E3. They're not going to show anything. Like, that's such a dumb and toxic mindset to me. Like, I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, they've had games cooking for a while. Like, there's not been a huge... Cyberpunk was the only huge release in, like, I'd say last 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, since Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, if we're not talking exclusives. Yeah.
Dude, I don't even... Listen, I prefer Xbox, most definitely. Getting a phone call from Gage Price. Oh, man. I'm going to let that go to voice... Oh, I shouldn't have said his name. Shit. No, his name's not really Gage Price. It's a joke.
We'll cut that part out.
Yeah, I'll make sure to cut that part out. But, it's just so narrow-minded to just say, like, you can't get hyped. Like, it's so stupid. That is their responsibility to release those banging games for us. Like,
yeah, we're consumers, you know, and consumers talk about the products, and consumers get excited for the products. They are working for us, not the other way around. We don't have to temper our excitement because people are telling us to lower our expectations. Like, obviously, you should not go in with your expectations at the roof, because if you do, you're going to get disappointed.
Yeah, like, Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out this year,
right?
Starfield's coming out,
right?
The same
like
day.
anybody anybody that thinks they're going to show Elder Scrolls is just delusional. But you know what they could do?
They might give us an update, but they're not going to show
they could walk on stage and say, "Hey, Elder Scrolls 6 is still
it's going good in development."
Yeah, exactly. Like I think that they owe us that.
Dude, you know what makes me jealous? Apparently CD Projekt Red is going to start developing the next Cyberpunk sequel and The Witcher alongside each other, and that makes me so jealous as a Bethesda fan. Like, imagine if they could just develop Fallout.
That is... That's pretty depressing.
I saw this stat, and it was like... Skyrim is as old as Morrowind was when it came out.
Wow. That's...
And I was like... And they released 3 Elder Scrolls games in a 9-year span. And we have 0 in... I guess if you want to count ESO. But...
I feel like... Okay, you know how Todd Howard said we don't have the technology for Elder Scrolls 6. We're not at that level yet. So here's my thoughts on this. So if you don't have the technology now, then why can't you do a game every 5 or 6 years? And then guess what? By the point the next game's out, the technology might be there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like, what if we get, 3 great games in the span of 2 decades, but now with this mindset that they're having, we might get one, like, supposedly masterpiece game in, like, 1 decade.
Yeah, like every 15 years or something?
Yeah. And
like,
I don't know, man. It'll really have to live up to expectations. Like, if that game is not like a masterpiece, like 10 times better than Skyrim, then all of this was just a waste of time, in my opinion.
15. I can't even. If Elder Scrolls 6 flops, I can't tell you I would play Elder Scrolls 7.
No, I agree.
Like, I agree. It might kill my hype. Like,
no, I completely agree.
And I love Elder Scrolls so much. It's definitely in my top 5 franchises.
100% agree.
You want to move on to a new topic, or do you want to stay here? We're flowing pretty damn good. Like, I know it's kind of fresh.
Let's hop right into the next topic.
All right. Do you want to do E3 predictions? Because some of this we can wait to talk about, because I have to go help some people move.
We can cut this segment here if you'd like, and then we could jump into the next segments next time.
Gage just calling about my sister, but that's all good. But I know it was unprofessional of me to say, like, hey, this is flowing well, but hey, this is our first one. We're not professionals. I'm having a blast right now.
Yes, sir.
Actually. Like,
I agree.
This is
going
better, fun.
Way better than the last one.
You want to do E3 predictions?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I do have a new, like, far out there prediction, but I do want to.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to start with this, but
okay. Well, what show do you want to start with?
And you just want to do.
Let's just get this out of the way. Do you have any expectations for EA whatsoever?
EA?
Yeah.
Madden 22? I don't know.
EA has their own show anyways. They're technically not even really part of E3 anymore, are they?
Yeah, maybe a new Star Wars game?
Maybe, but the license isn't even exclusive to them anymore, so I don't know. I don't have any expectations for EA at all.
Yeah, there's rumors Xbox might have a Star Wars game in development.
I know people are saying Ubisoft does.
Ubisoft? Okay, that'd be pretty live service Star Wars games. I'm sorry. I want to just say this because I know someone might be going through everything. We're probably going to put Ubisoft in the title and looking Ubisoft. We're not going to speak on the abuse stuff. I don't work at Ubisoft. Tanner doesn't work at Ubisoft.
That's out of our realm. That's out of our boundaries.
It sucks. It shouldn't happen. I heard female employee got choked or something. That's wrong, but that's all I'm going to say about it.
We don't support that.
We don't support that, all right?
We just play video games.
I support the game devs that work hard there and make video games. That's why I support... I don't know... Okay, let's just go on.
No, I agree.
I'm gonna get
I
myself
agree with
on
you
hot
entirely.
water. Okay, okay, we're doing E3 predictions. I am a mess, but... Yeah, EA, I'm not expecting too much. Yeah, I totally didn't know the Star Wars was not in their license. I thought they literally were just letting people make games. I thought.
I'm not sure who all has access to it now, but I know more than just EA now. Okay, so E3, I think. So, June 10th, Summer Games Fest is happening that night. There's supposed to be a couple world premieres, and it basically kicks off E3 June 10th. Do you have anything that you think could maybe show up at that and, be something meaningful there?
Well, what'd you say?
Summer Games Fest, June 10th, they're kind of kicking it off. It's Jeff Keighley's little opening show for E3.
Maybe some smaller games. Maybe some third parties.
Yeah.
I don't know if do they plan on showing first parties there?
I don't think so. They said world premieres, but he said, don't get your expectations up. So I'm guessing it'll...
How are you going to say that about your own event?
I know. I know. I'm not sure. I think it'll just be a few smaller things.
Yeah. I probably won't watch. I'll probably just see the highlights. But,
Okay, so June 12th is the Ubisoft Forward. I know we've already covered Ubisoft pretty heavily, but is there anything else that you think, prediction-wise, for that event? Or any personal hopes for that event?
I want to see more of the Outbreak game. Quarantine, I mean? Shit. Outbreak's Call of Duty. I'm going to see Quarantine. I love that zombie shit. Oh, Dying Light 2 got a release date. You see that? December 7th.
Ooh, nice.
Apparently, Horizon's coming out in December also. They didn't even announce a release date.
I know. Yeah.
I don't think it's coming out this year.
I don't think so. I really doubt it.
And that's going to be a cross-gen game. Dude, what are they doing, man? I know... Listen, I know I swing Xbox, and I know it seems like I'm slandering Sony, but Sony has just done so much shit in the last year. It's so easier to pick on them. Because trust me, when Xbox was going through their shit in the Xbox One era, I was so hard on Xbox. Way harder than I was Sony.
Yeah.
I played Xbox my whole life, and I bought a PlayStation 4 before I got an Xbox One. It was a rough era. I'm gonna be honest. If there's a company fucking up, I'm going to call them out. Sony is just fucking up right now. What's his Jim Ryan, head of Sony? That dude, he's got to go.
Yeah. He's made some very weird comments.
Yeah, his whole take on backwards compatibility is just such a... Have you heard his
And
take?
crossplay.
Yeah.
He's,
They're charging developers to put crossplay in their games.
That's ridiculous.
That is... Dude, that...
We generally have the feeling that Sony is pretty anti-consumer, and we're sure we're not the only ones. Does that mean we dislike Sony games? No. I've been playing God of War recently, and I think it's really good. I really enjoy it.
Dude.
Does that mean every Sony exclusive is for me? No, definitely not.
Exactly.
I couldn't get into Spider-Man. I couldn't get into Ratchet and Clank, and I definitely couldn't get into Horizon. But Ghost of Tsushima, I got the platinum trophy for that game. I love that game.
Look, this guy's a grinder.
Like, I respect those developers, but I don't agree with Sony's approach on certain things sometimes, especially decisions that concern the consumer. So, you know, it'll be a while before I get a PS5, but I don't know. I just want to see them do better.
Yeah, I would definitely play more of those exclusives. The PS4 wasn't, if you weren't taking a flight on Sony Airlines, but I will definitely play more of those exclusives.
I just got your joke.
I will definitely get a PS5 and I will play more exclusives, and I will come out, if I like a game, I will come out and say, hey, that was a good game. And I swear I didn't walk across Walmart today and flip off the PlayStation section. I swear I didn't do that. But it's just ridiculous with PlayStation right now. Like, I follow a bunch of accounts on Twitter that tweet out like deals, gaming deals, like on the digital stores, and the deal I saw this week was Demon's Souls is $59.99.
Wow.
That is ridiculous. The game should not be $70. Like, Far Cry 5 is $60 on Xbox. I checked it right the second they put it on the store. Again, after they removed it a few months ago because the game got delayed. Because we should be playing it right now, but it got delayed because COVID.
Wait, Far Cry 6 is $60 on Xbox.
Yeah, it's $60. I checked.
Is it $70 on PlayStation?
It might be. I don't know. If it is, that's ridiculous.
I mean, that's weird to me, man. I'm going to be honest. For big, huge first-party exclusive games, AAA, large, massive projects, Xbox or PlayStation, I could kind of see the logic of hiking the price on those, since a lot of game companies do the $70 digital deluxe edition or gold edition anyways.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I agree with you. I think I'm not a fan of it, but I think it's going to get normalized.
Yeah, I do too. And that's the sad part, because I think Nintendo's already thinking about doing it.
Nintendo is... Oh, we're not even going to get into Nintendo's anti-consumer stuff. That company releasing a, 11-year-old game for $60, or releasing a trio of games and then pulling it from the store at the end of a certain date. Nintendo is way worse than Sony, in my opinion. Like, Nintendo is scum. And I love Nintendo games. Don't get me wrong, I am a Nintendo fanboy, but I do not agree with anything that company does.
It's $60 on PlayStation.
Okay.
Double check.
Okay.
All right, it's $60. Sorry for ranting. I was just saying $60 deal for...
Yeah,
and
they could have at least done a little bit more. I see what you're saying.
Thing with Xbox exclusives, they're going to be on Game Pass, so even if they are $70, you don't got to pay that.
That's the beautiful thing about Game Pass, and that's one thing... Like, everybody's like, Xbox has so much to prove. And in terms of certain things like exclusives, I think, yes, they do. They do have a lot to prove. They're the most powerful system in the world right now, and they need to deliver on the games front. But in every other aspect, they're leading.
Yeah.
And they're leading by a lot. And Game Pass is a sign of that, and the power of the console is a sign of that. And this isn't about console wars. We want games and consoles to be the best that they can be on both sides. We want PlayStation 5 to be the best version of itself that it can be. We want the Series X to be the best version of itself that we can be.
I completely agree with this. I don't hate any of these companies. I will play anything as long as it's good and they're going to be supporting their consumers and not trying to fuck them over.
I agree.
Like, I'm not thinking, for us, it's not going to hurt us to buy a $70 game. Like, we could do that.
Right.
But I'm thinking about, like, the single mom with, like, 2 sons,
Yeah.
That she wants to just let them have a life and have fun. Like, $70 is not cheap.
No, it's not. And for, like you said, we don't have a ton of bills, so it's easy for us. But for, like, hardworking people, that it's just getting a bit out of control, especially when you can't even find the consoles.
Yeah,
you have to buy like a scalped version for twice the price.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense, man.
Which is really unfortunate. It sucks to see. We just got really lucky. But you hate to see it. All right, E3 predictions. Got to get back on topic. We really ranted. Hey, that's how you know the podcast is good. Like,
we go off on a huge tangent.
Yeah, dude, the Sony Slander podcast. Welcome.
No. Oh, we go. No hate, please.
Dude,
we want the best for
just
it.
voice your opinion in the comments. We can have a civil debate.
Sound off in the comments down below.
Hit that dislike button.
Please don't.
Just hit subscribe and come see our terrible gaming takes.
Okay, so I'm going to make a hope for the Ubisoft conference.
Mm-hmm.
My hope is don't show anything Assassin's Creed. I think they need to take another year. They need
to push that series off. Just
they
let
need
it
to
sit for a bit.
They need to do that, and then when they release the next game, they need to really innovate, and they need to spend some time on it. Let it actually put some quality into it, because with Odyssey, you can feel that an effort was made. You can feel that quality was put into it. People worked hard in that game. And then you boot up Valhalla, and you're like, what is this?
Exactly.
This is like soulless, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure people worked hard on that game.
I haven't played Valhalla, but I'm agreeing with you.
I'm sure a lot of people put in some hard work on and effort into that game, but there's so many errors that you gotta wonder, like, what were they doing? Like, that was just, I think they were just trying to capitalize on the decent level of popularity and acclaim that Odyssey actually got. They just wanted to quickly replicate that, and that's just my personal opinion. But
maybe it's time to reboot the series.
I think so.
Like,
I think a lot of, original Assassin's Creed fans want sort of a return to form, and they can keep the good systems that they established in Odyssey and Origins and, kind of bring it back to the start. And I don't know, I just believe that. And my kind of hope was focus on Assassins again, and still maintain some of the good systems that you set up in your games, and polish it. That's what I think they can do. If they just, let it take a while.
Yeah, I completely agree. And maybe reboot this Assassin's Creed series, but maybe make some historical RPGs, kind of historical fiction.
That would be a good.
And
that would be a great thing.
I know those games have their fantasy elements. Like, I looked at the achievement list for Odyssey. I haven't beat it yet. That's what I'm currently playing, and I saw kill Medusa and shit like that, and I was like, yo, what? That surprised me, because I never thought about, didn't think that was in the game. Like, I just thought it was.
I didn't know that was in the game.
And I was
I played probably 20-30 hours of Odyssey, but that's pretty cool. I agree. I think the way that they have it, the way that they're making games, they could definitely make some awesome, historical, focused games, and then, like you said, maybe do some more wacky fantasy type games. And you made a good point the other day when you were talking to me. Attaching the Assassin's Creed name to these games that really have very, very little connection to the concept of Assassin's Creed, it's kind of weird. Maybe separate the historical games from the assassin-focused games, but I don't know. I think that's a pretty good idea. But I do think that I'd love to see an Assassin's Creed game focusing on the Assassin's Guild or whatever they are with the RPG systems that Odyssey had. I think that would be really cool.
That would be cool. I really do like the RPG system. I know it's not the best RPG. It's more like an entry-level RPG to introduce you to RPGs. That's how I felt when I'm playing it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Odyssey is not an easy game, man.
No.
There was a few... when I was doing the Spartan battle against the Athenians on the first island, or the second island you're on, that was, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I died 4 or 5 times doing that shit, but I play like a complete maniac, dude. I was ripping shields from people.
Dude, that is my warrior playthrough.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, the shields were pissing me off, bro.
Yeah,
I was ready to break a controller. I was like, I'm getting this ability.
I remember that.
Never.
Then again, I went with an assassin playthrough. Oh man, that's making me want to play the game again.
Oh man, I was cheesing the mercenaries. I would lead them up to the top of this building, then use the Spartan kick abilities because I wasn't strong enough to do.
Your brain is swelling. Dude, I might hop in and start abusing that a little bit.
Yeah, the Spartan kick is fun.
Yeah.
That game is fun. I really recommend it. But all right.
I don't think there's too much left for Ubisoft. We talked about Far Cry 6, and I think maybe they could, if they could show like something crazy, Beyond Good and Evil 2, a new IP, anything big, since they've already focused on Far Cry 6 pretty extensively. I don't know. I think we're going to see something interesting from Ubisoft this time.
I completely agree. And I get Ubisoft gets slandered because they make very basic games and their game worlds are not the best. Like I enjoy Odysseys. I think Odysseys has a great game world. But
I do too. That world is very, very... It's huge.
This
maybe
is,
a little too huge, but...
Yeah. Dude, when I was looking at the map, like all the locations,
yeah.
Dude, my brain went blank. I was like, am I going to be able to beat this?
Yeah.
But it's a cool game. But yeah, I guess we should probably hop off Ubisoft maybe.
Yeah, we've been discussing that a lot.
Ubisoft podcast.
That's okay. Ubisoft has a big presence at this E3.
Yeah,
so.
they're a big presence just in general. In
yes.
And I'm glad because honestly, like, we planned this channel and everything. We kind of just, like, came out with it. Like, it was just very spontaneous.
It was. But
we've talked about this
yeah.
for over a year now.
Yeah, and we always have ideas. We just don't really know how to put them into practice and convey them.
Exactly.
But here we are.
We're doing it. We're going to try and stick to it. The podcast is what we want to put most of our effort towards, I'd say. I'd say that's important.
I agree with that.
That's important because
But the commentary will be.
Yeah. I will need to practice my editing skills. I'm not a good editor. I'm very scuffed. I just like to hit record while I'm on Elgato playing and just record a commentary like that. I know I need to be more professional.
Once I get my PC built, we can really delve into it.
Yes, we will be.
Yes.
We'll have a schedule. There will be something weekly. We can't guarantee the podcast will be weekly. We're going to try, but we're both busy.
I would say the best expectation for the podcast would be every 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
We won't have a set schedule at first. If we get really into it and it becomes really easy for us, then we might. But it's pretty inconsistent, so...
yes, sir. Yeah.
I would just say we'll cover things when there's enough to cover.
We'll definitely do a podcast early through.
100%.
Because
100%.
Hey, you got the next day off?
Yeah, June 14th I'm off.
We can record one right after the Xbox conference.
And that'll be post Ubisoft 2. So.
Yes, yeah.
All right, speaking of the Xbox press conference.
Oh man, what do you want to see?
Okay. I'm going to start off with the safe predictions, what I think's going to happen. And that's pretty easy. Obviously, so I know you've seen the teaser image. That planet and that image is definitely Starfield.
Dude,
That's literally the planet from the teaser. Everybody's been covering that. I saw that 100 times. So I think, obviously, they're going to show what they've fixed on Halo gameplay. I think maybe they even show some multiplayer gameplay. Maybe a couple new modes. And I think Halo's basically going to get a lot of treatment.
Battle Royale?
that actually could be pretty interesting, but we're not.
I would check it out definitely.
Yeah, I would too.
I can't wait for Halo Infinite to take 150 gigs in that storage.
Yeah, 150, 200 gigabytes.
Dude, those games have such huge file sizes. I do not know why.
They do, especially the Master Chief Collection.
Dude, that's like 145 gigs.
It's insane.
Or something.
And I think Starfield gets a full reveal. I personally, I'm more in the camp of, I was believing 2021. It's 2021, but everybody said everything, man, and now I'm thinking 2022. And I think, even if it is 2022, though, which is probably likely at this point, I think they still get the full reveal. I think we could get not only a cinematic, but I think we get gameplay too. I think we get a discussion of the systems in that game. I think they're going to showcase the various things like the settlement building, the ships, the planets, if they're doing a system like that. I think they fully dive into Starfield, and we both have our own personal hopes for that game of what we want it to be. And no, we're not just looking for Skyrim in space, although we
that
hope...
would be badass.
Yeah. I hope they innovate some. But I do want it to be a Bethesda RPG. I want to experience Bethesda RPG where you really get to customize your character to the fullest. And just that sense of exploration, man.
Yes, sir, man.
What we want from a Bethesda game, you know? So we both have our own hopes for Starfield, but I think it gets the full reveal. And I think they're going to discuss a lot of third-party support. And a lot of big things like games coming to Game Pass. I think that's going to be featured pretty heavily.
They'll announce Valhalla to Game Pass. At E3.
I agree.
Something big, at least.
Something big will come to Game Pass.
AAA title, for sure.
And I think, so those are the big things that I expect to see. The big predictions, if you will. But what I hope to see at that conference, one word: Avowed.
Yes, sir.
I feel like Avowed has so much potential. The Outer Worlds is a very fun game. Don't get me wrong, it's incredibly fun, but you can tell that there could be a lot more polish, and it was their first, big RPG that they've done recently.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that big of...
Right.
Like, it was still on the...
And they didn't even have the fully funded from Microsoft.
Yeah, and they already announced Outer Worlds 2, or any future thing they do with that series will be developed by Microsoft. Or not funded by Microsoft. My bad.
Yeah. I'll share what I thought about that. Which, I don't know if this is going to sound stupid, but to me, the Outer Worlds is the Fallout 3 to Obsidian, and the Avowed is to be the Skyrim.
Oh, that's a fair statement.
Like, I think that, in terms of, the quality jump, that's probably what we could expect. Like, maybe... I don't know. Obviously, the parallels are very easy to make. They're both... kind of mirroring those franchises, so I feel like the quality jump that we could see will be something akin to that. And now, like I said, they have Microsoft support on this one.
Yes, sir.
This game could be fantastic. Do we see it at E3? I don't think so. I really hope so, though.
I think we see Fable. I really do.
Really?
Dude, that's such a hyped game. There's no way they don't And Microsoft... I was listening to some Xbox podcast, and they were talking about how Microsoft likes to show games a while out before they come out. So, maybe...
I thought Phil Spencer was trying to do away with that.
He is trying to do away with it, I guess. But I hope they do away with it, because they showed Gears 5 so many years before it came out. But speaking of Gears, they said they're putting Gears 6 on the back burner, and I think they're going to release Gears 1, 2, 3 remastered.
That would be a big thing to show. That's something
huge.
Easy that they could show, and that would be a huge piece for their show.
And I think Gears is the most notable IP Xbox has. I think it's bigger than Halo, honest. Because Halo had such a dip in quality with 343.
Yeah. Halo 4 and 5 are really
mid-tier games.
Yeah.
And say what you want about the microtransactions Gears. It's bad. They need to stop it. Gears 5 is really bad with it. It's got a fucking Fortnite shop in it. Which, oh man, I am guilty of spending in. Dude, I am a Gears fanboy. That is my... I've just been going through... I was playing Gears 1 on Insane. I don't recommend it. Don't do it. I uninstalled the game twice. Because it was pissing me off. But, dude, if they did that, that would make... I don't know if they'll do Gears 1, because they did remaster Gears 1 already. In 2015, 14.
Really?
But
dude, I agree with that. I hope they redo that trilogy. That would be a day one call for me.
Yeah, I would buy that, even though it would be on Game Pass.
That's a good hope. That's a great hope.
And a few months ago, Gears Phoenix trilogy was trending on Twitter.
Ooh.
And then Gears War movies in development.
Really?
From Universal. So why wouldn't they just remaster it? Because clearly the story's going to start at Gears 1. Unless they do some, human conflict. Which I don't know why they would do that in Gears. We want to see the Locust, on the big screen.
Yeah.
It's got potential. I don't expect some masterpiece. I don't know if they even if they're going to... Because Dave Bautista wants to play
I know,
Locust.
he's been wanting that for years.
Did you see what he did at the Fast and Furious He had a audition for Fast and Furious and was just like, let's make a Gears movie.
Really?
Bad. I watched Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, most frustrating movie I've ever seen in my life. Like, oh my god. I like Zack Snyder, don't get me wrong. 300, one of my favorite movies of all time. Oh man, I need to watch that. But, dude, that movie, spoiler alert, alright, they dropped a nuke, and this character just walks out of a vault like he's just chilling.
What the?
He would die instantly. It pissed me
Bro,
off.
That
Like,
doesn't make sense.
dude. I'm not saying what character. It's obvious from the start of the movie. They're like, nuke's coming to Las Vegas. All right, it clear. All right, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, fun fact in that movie, the Snyder cut is like in this like bank vault. I saw that on Twitter. I was like, damn. It wasn't a terrible movie though. It's worth a watch. It's kind of corny. Dave Bautista's the best part of that movie. Everyone else is just like, oh man, can this person die, please? But, oh, man, that movie, the build up they have in that movie is so good, and then you're just kind of like,
Yeah.
all right, we don't need to talk about Army of the Dead. I am gonna get so frustrated.
Oh boy.
But you want to do some outlandish predictions?
For Microsoft and
Or just
Bethesda?
anyone?
Yeah, I do, actually. Let's see. So, oh man, I'm trying to think of what Microsoft... I think, okay, so I know this is not going to happen because, okay, so Everwild, you know the game that Rare is developing?
Yeah.
Everwild? That game that they showed apparently was like, just like very working footage. Like they're not sure what they want to do with Everwild. So I'm unfortunately thinking that game is not going to get covered at all, but I thought it looked really interesting, and I would love to see more of that game. So that's another thing I'm kind of hoping from Microsoft. I have a lot of hopes from them. I really just hope this show's entertaining.
Rare seems like a company that just takes their time developing.
Yeah.
Because Sea of Thieves took a while to get released.
And it was ambitious. And
Yes.
that's what they want to do with Everwild, too.
Sea of Thieves is fun. Play it. Like, play it with some... Don't play it by yourself. You'll be bored. But play
I was
with
thinking
some
about
homies.
playing it by myself. I was like, that's not going to work.
Dude, we'll have to play it one day. Both of us get some rum.
Wait a minute. Speaking of pirates, hold up. This is a little tangential, but do you think Ubisoft shows that...
Dude, no, it's restarting development.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. Plan for 2023 now.
Oh, okay.
I meant to
Well,
tell you
never
that.
mind.
I totally forgot.
We were going to go into that pirate game a little bit from Ubisoft, but
Yeah,
apparently not.
That game is in develop. That game is the definition of
It got hit
development.
with the Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess Metroid Prime 4 is the face of developmental hell.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like one of the few Nintendo games I am very hyped for. I like Metroid. I like Super Metroid.
Boy,
back in the
we'll
day.
go into Nintendo in a minute. I've got some things for Nintendo. I've got some things for
Dude.
Nintendo.
You think Breath of the Wild 2 gets released this year?
Okay.
Oh.
If we're jumping right into Nintendo, here's
I
my
wanna do
first
one
thing.
hot take real quick. My hot take from Square Enix is they announced Tomb Raider 4.
My hot take for
alright, go.
Square Enix is they show some JRPG and nobody cares.
Don't say that, Bill.
About to get canceled for that.
Dude, the other day in the I was talking about Final Fantasy in the Xbox party, man, and I said, dude, if I could just choose a game series to disappear, I'd choose Final Fantasy. And oh man, I got flamed in the Xbox party.
Oh
for
boy.
that.
Yeah.
I said I get irritated anytime I go in Game Pass and there's Final Fantasy. I'm just like, dude, I don't want to play this shit. No offense to if you like Final Fantasy, it's just not my game.
It's not my cup of tea either. I see the appeal, but will I play Final Fantasy 16? Probably not.
Apparently, it's gonna be like a exclusive to PlayStation, like for a year.
That's weird.
I'm not a big fan of them taking, like, this is, my issue with Sony fans is this. They cry and moan about Bethesda being bought, but the second Final Fantasy that might be a PlayStation exclusive, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, it's probably more iconic than anything Bethesda.
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, Elder Scrolls is more iconic. My dad played Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that series
Yeah.
is long and storied and has more fans than most video game franchises.
My dad was telling me he was 13 when he was playing Final Fantasy or something. And my dad's, what, 45 now? So
that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That's a double standard, man. That really is. And I don't know. That's just pretty weird to me. But yeah, I'm going to spitball a couple Nintendo things here.
Mm-hmm. Do it.
So, Breath of the Wild 2, I'm going to say I genuinely don't think it's holiday 2021, man. In fact, I think that game is next year. I think Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out holiday 2022. I think they're going to rely on Pokemon this holiday. And I think they're going to show Splatoon 3. I think they're going to do Smash reveals. I feel like they're going to play it very safe. They're obviously going to show Pokemon Legends Arceus and Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, which I'm very hyped for, both of those games.
Are you hyped they got the release date?
Yes, sir. Oh, man.
I try to break the news.
November and January, and
you're going to be a busy man. Are you going to drop reviews on the channel?
Yes, sir. I will,
I
actually.
need to drop reviews.
I will,
Hey, guys,
actually.
play Mafia Definitive Edition if you haven't. Underrated gem of 2020. I'm going to make a video about that.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there for Nintendo. I have a big hope for Nintendo, and this is a rumor. This is heavy speculation, but hey, that's what we're here for. There were big rumors that a Donkey Kong game
Dude, that'd be
would
hype.
happen, like not 2D platformer, but more like a 3D platformer.
Dude, that'd be pretty dope.
If that happened,
I'll try
man,
it. I'll try it.
that sounds.
I need to play more Switch games. I'm really bad about that. I've been playing Breath of the Wild since 2018.
Yeah, I don't know. I do hope they show some unique stuff. I hope it's not just what we expect from Nintendo, but I think it will be. The problem with them is I feel like they got hit by COVID stuff probably the worst
Yeah, I think so
out
as
of most
well.
gaming companies. So Nintendo could be kind of a sleeper this year, not gonna lie. But we shall see. Oh, I want to discuss one game that I think probably won't show up at any of these conferences, but I think it has potential to show up in Sony's eventual late summer state of play, and that is Hogwarts Legacy.
Is that multi-plat?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's not exclusive to the PlayStation 5, but I think they have marketing exclusivity because the trailer dropped first at a PlayStation event, and I think that I don't know. I just have a feeling that if they're gonna show any gameplay of that game, it'll probably be at PlayStation's event. And I just really want to see that game, man. It looks really interesting. It's really ambitious, and it's like another huge RPG that's set in the world of Harry Potter. I think it could be very fun. Tell me this. Do you think we see Elden Ring?
Yeah, I think so. Because the gameplay leak, remember?
Yeah, but there's so much discussion right now about if Elden Ring is even going to show
Really?
up or not.
I heard it was being shown.
And if it gets shown, it's obviously at
Didn't Grubb
Microsoft's
say-
event, right?
I think Grubb said it was going to be shown.
He's very pessimistic about
Really? Okay.
a
I
lot
thought
of things
so.
being shown, actually.
Reasonable. Can't even hate
I
it.
hope it gets shown, man.
I want to play it. Like, I don't really like those Souls games. They're not really for me, but George was writing the story, and I'm a simp for George.
I feel like I'm excited because, to me, getting into Dark Souls, I feel like there's so much lore to that universe and so much that I missed since I didn't play the first two that, like, even though 3's a really fun game, it's like I'm missing something. But jumping on at Elden Ring would be a great starting point for me. Because I'm going to be honest, I prefer, like, heavy fantasy role-playing games like that. That's why I wouldn't really be interested in Sekiro. Like,
Yeah.
that weird, pseudo-Japanese setting typically isn't really appealing to me. I went out of bounds a little bit for Ghost of Tsushima, but I almost didn't play that game. I almost put that game down, but hey, I finished it. So Tanner can finish games.
He can
It's
finish
possible.
games.
Not-
Breaking news.
It's pretty rare, but it happens from time to time. But yeah, so we've covered quite a bit. Let's see if there's anything else from. Do you have anything else for Microsoft or Nintendo?
Breath of the Wild 2. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean,
I'm such a.
that game's gonna get a full reveal. That's pretty.
I'm a casual when it comes to Nintendo, guys.
No. Breath of the Wild is one of the best games ever made. Like I completely.
I really do
believe
like that game. It pisses me off at times because I'm just. Well, I've been playing on the Switch Lite, and Switch Lite. I just don't feel like I have I'm good with the controls. And dude, I used to be a god at Mario Tennis on my normal Switch I had. Like, I was sweating online. I was beating motherfuckers. And now, on the Switch Lite, dude, I tried to play online, dude, and I got shit on. I was like, what the fuck? And I play like 10 games, dude. But, yeah.
I can't wait to play
Mario Golf.
Pokemon Shining Pearl on my Switch Pro this November.
Oh, yeah. No, the new Switch Pro.
Okay.
Let me see if I can show you the Microsoft listing. I'm not the Amazon listing. I am out of it.
But hey, okay, do you think we get... Alright, which do you think we get out of these two? Minecraft 2 or Fortnite 2?
New Nintendo Switch Pro.
That's weird. What do they do on that, man? Do they like obviously there's not much they can do with the handheld version.
Yeah.
But
is it gonna be a 4K?
4K Switch?
I don't know, dude.
I don't either.
Wait, maybe 1080p handheld?
Nintendo's at this weird point where they're so far behind in terms of technology that they're really, really heavily relying on their first-party AAA games at this point.
The fact that Nintendo is even succeeding in the game
industry, blows my mind.
Literally blows.
And Switch sales speak for themselves, man.
Dude, wasn't it outselling the new consoles at one point?
Easily. It probably still is. That thing has sold like hotcakes. Like, I don't know, man. Nintendo is just... they're so far behind, but they're still killing it.
Bro.
Like, as long as they keep releasing those banger games, like...
You know why they don't lower the price for the Switch?
Because they know people are going to buy it.
Well, because they don't want the customers that bought it first to feel burned. So does that mean they want the customers that bought it later to feel burned? You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good
it came
question.
out 4 years ago and it's still $300.
Yeah,
I didn't even
imagine
think
the
about
guy
that.
that bought it last week, the day before they said, "Hey, the Switch Pro is about to get announced." I was worried about that for a long time,
Dude,
but
you know the Switch Pro is about to get scalped like this month.
yeah, 100%.
Like,
100%.
it sucks. I'm gonna definitely be trying to cop a Switch Pro though. It'll give me a fair reason.
Yep.
To actually game on Switch, because I do like gaming on the Switch. It's awesome. I love the Switch. It's a cool technology, and I wish more companies would release handheld consoles. I'm not really saying, hey, Microsoft, release a handheld console.
That'd be so weird.
No, dude, imagine. I guess our phones are handheld. For
Yeah,
Xbox.
xCloud.
Yeah,
That's true.
xCloud. Even though xCloud doesn't really work in the area we live in, because we live in the southern United States, not Texas, northern Texas, Oklahoma. So we don't have the greatest internet here. It gets the job done. Like, we can stream and stuff. But definitely not in one of those hub areas where xCloud is going to be
Right.
elite next level. Because I do every time, like, I entered the beta for the Apple version, but even if when I am approved or sent whatever the software, I don't know how it works. Whenever they send me the thing so I can do it, it's probably not going to be that well. Because I was like, damn, bro, I have a lot of downtime at work. I could bring my controller with me and play like Skyrim or something.
Mm.
And of course I said Skyrim. Oh, Skyrim is a game. It's our demon.
Yeah.
Like, we're battling it.
Yeah.
It's very hard to play other stuff. That's why my backlog is a decade long.
Yep. Same here.
Like, if I just went and played stuff on my backlog, I think I could be busy till about mid next year.
Yeah. But new games though.
New games, bro. Do you want to talk about what we're playing?
Yeah, sure.
And we can end it after that.
God of War, and I just bought Bug Snacks, and I'm about to have a long Bug Snacks gaming session.
Okay. All right.
What are you playing, Mr.
I am
Justin
playing quite a few games, actually, and I'm impressed with myself. I'm about to start Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
I'm casually watching my girlfriend, kind of helping her play Tomb Raider. We only played it once so far, like this morning, so we don't know if that. I don't know if that's gonna be a continuous thing. We're also, well, she watches me play Outlast 2. Not a fan of it really so far. They just do a lot of stuff in that game because it's scary, like jump scares, light flashes, creepy, isolated, lonely school visions. I really don't know too much. I really like Outlast 2, and I'm excited for the Trials that's coming out. I think that's going to be a co-op Outlast game. But they really haven't said much. Maybe that gets revealed at E3. Well, it's been revealed, but maybe it gets like announced when it's coming out. Because the initial release date is 2021. At least that's when it says when you go to Google. I'm also playing Maneater, Shark RPG. It's cool. I mean, that's a game I play when I'm just like trying to chill out. Because it's pretty easy. But it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was actually surprised with some of the mechanics in it. Like, I think it's funny as hell that you can like grab one of these shark hunters and then you can jump up out of the air and hit like LB, then you can hit them with your tail at a different shark hunter.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And it's got fantasy elements kind of, well, science fiction-y elements I'd say, because there's like radiation like in these like groves that is like you're like where you go and upgrade your shark. Like I got like electric fins now, so when I dodge, I do like a bolt of electricity and it damages people. It's kind of cool.
That is weird, man.
And then there's like your apex predators you have in like a certain zone. Like the first zone you're in, it's like the American alligator, and that thing is big. And I don't like that zone because you'll dash up and you'll come up to the surface level because you're like in the bayou, so it's not as deep as the ocean. And it's just like, oh man, but it's fun. And some of the other apex predators so far, I was like, an apex barracuda? Like, what? Like, how do you go from an alligator to that? But, alright. And then I'm also playing Odyssey, clearly. We talked about that. That game's fun. I like it a lot. It's fun. Don't like the horses in it. I have a big problem with the horses.
Yeah.
I'd rather just walk.
Yeah.
Or I just
There's not many games that get the horse thing, right?
Red Dead did it the best.
I agree.
Those horses are sick.
That game did horses pretty well.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3 did horses pretty well,
too.
I
like that. Yeah, that's how I get a vibe of those horses in Odyssey, just worse.
Yeah.
Because, the whistling.
I kind of want to play The Witcher 3, man.
Me too. I've been feeling that lately. Like, I hate on it a lot. I just say that publicly.
The thing that keeps me back from The Witcher 3 is the fact that there's so much lore before it. And like The Witcher 1 and 2, obviously, and it's like, I feel like I'm missing such a huge part of the story. Like, I get the concept and everything, it's just, I don't know.
I watched a lore video talking about the Blood and Wine DLC, and there's like a vampire, and I was like, oh, Dawnguard!
That's kind of fun, man.
Dude.
That's kind of...
Dude,
that kind of makes me want to go home and download that right now.
It's on Game Pass, right?
It is. Wait. Well, it's on sale.
Yeah, it's like
the Game of the Year edition is $10.
Yeah,
right now.
I bought it for $10, all the DLC. I bought it for $60 on PlayStation and played it for an hour. But anything else I'm playing? I've been playing a little bit of Madden. I'm trying to phase it out, but it's really hard. But it's just
I
like
tried
a
to
downtime.
get into Madden. Dude, I want to play Madden so bad. I want to learn that game so bad, but my brain...
Did you download the Series X version?
Yes.
Oh man, I would play the normal version.
Oh, it's the Series X version.
Dude, it's just so slow. Like, I used to be slinging it on all Madden. Dude, my career I'm doing right now, the best I've done is 9-7 and got through 6 picks in my first playoff game.
Jeez.
Dude, and the receivers run into each other all the time in that game. I don't know why. It's so frustrating. Oh, I've been playing Dead by Daylight. I'm trying to get a little sweaty at that. It's been fun. I'm really excited for the Resident Evil DLC.
I want to play Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8 so bad.
Me too, man. Me too. Dude, the 7, I can understand. It's a little spooky at the start. You feel so alone.
Yeah, I kind of feel like playing a horror game with somebody else, like, watching you is so, like, a fun experience. That's what I want.
But,
I think that's pretty much everything.
Try the medium, bro. That's a Series X/S exclusive.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, is it out right now?
It's on Game Pass.
Okay.
It's
cool.
the game with the two realities.
Oh, yeah, I remember
the split
seeing
realities.
That. Yeah.
Which I haven't tried it. I'm gonna play it eventually. It's on the backlog, I think. If not, I'll add it in a second. But I think that's pretty much all I have to say about what I'm playing. I think that's all I'm playing. I'm playing a lot right now. I need to
I'm trying to hone in.
Like, I
actually complete
started
something.
Rise Son of Rome, which was an Xbox One launch game,
Yeah.
and it was fun. But I was like, dude, I can't add another game to this.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
got a
just-
lot on your backlog,
yeah.
bro.
I'm gonna play that though. I'm gonna play it eventually, but
Your backlog is indomitable.
yes. All right, I think we're gonna wrap this up here. We're
Yep.
going for an hour and 10 minutes. I think we could have gone
That's
for a lot longer.
That was a lot of content, man.
But yeah. just
Thanks everybody
subscribe
for listening.
If you made it this far, thank you.
We hope that you're able to take something from this. We hope that you're able to be excited for E3 because we know we are. Check back after E3. We're gonna have another podcast discussing it, and we're just really looking forward to it. So thanks for listening.
We definitely thought we could definitely go longer. I have some stuff I have to go do, and it's the busy life.
And hey, if you disagree with any of our opinions, let us know in the
Let us
comments
know.
down below.
You can tell us that we're incorrect, but that is Slurpin Blast Podcast number 1.
Slurpin Blast Podcast. Thank you for joining me and Jake
All right.
today.
Thank you. All right, we're out. See you next time.